Toast usually is in the UK.
Going to find out if Toast gets burnt in this game. No, we're not going to see Jackie Chan first.
No,
Why are we talking about Toast?
Man. I'm sure that loads of you watching right now are very familiar with this face. Jackie Chan, one of our most cherished Hearthstone streamers in the United Kingdom.
Does he always have his trophy that
He does.
clear?
Yes.
Okay.
We cast the UK Nationals tournament together a few weeks ago, Jackie and I, and yes, it was very much in shot.
Good. I don't blame him. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, done
if
right.
I had any trophies.
So it's him on the odd rogue, and it's not looking like a bad start. He's got 1 drop into Hero Power into 3 drop into even the Deadly Poison if he wants it. Hedge Clown Thugs are obviously vital, though. Becomes a 4/4 after it gets played. Even King Mookla, very aggressive strategy. Jackie's just going to want to be dealing as much damage to this priest as quickly as possible.
And this is perfect for the priest, pretty much. It's not absolutely perfect, of course.
It's got the use.
But he has got a way of occupying the board, at least, as well. And the use can be a big deal, because it eats up a lot of mana and allows your minions to survive 1 extra turn.
Is someone injured?
Yeah, this is, like you said, like with the Mana Worm actually last game, this is as good a start as Just Saying could possibly get. And now Jackie's going to have to think twice before he just drops that Firefly, as he would be just giving the United States a card.
Yeah, it gives them a card, but if they take the card, it allows Jackie a chance to kill off the Cleric and just stop that nonsense before it gets out of hand.
Well, no, it doesn't, because oh yeah, it does.
Because the 1/1 survives
yeah,
and
sure.
jumps in. But that's quite slow, so who says turn 1 should be 20 seconds quicker than turn 3? This looks like the hardest turn of the game, potentially, to me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Oh!
He passes. Decides he doesn't want any of that, which means...
He
yeah.
didn't seem sure about that. Did you see the face he pulled just then?
I wonder who has final say. I imagine my instinct is that ball control shouts don't do it, so they don't do it. You know, Jackie is an absolutely great player in his own right, but I think, especially when it comes to this sort of thing, tempo rogue was a big thing for ball control for the longest time. I imagine if he disagrees, you probably have to listen.
United Kingdom are missing 2 players from last year who have been replaced. I believe it was Chambray and George C. Been replaced by Ball Control and Toast Monster. Green Sheep and Jackie still here, was here last year as well. But you're right, about Ball Control being the anchor of the team, probably calling a lot of the shots.
And I mean, he's up there right at the top with F2K and challenging the Tempo Storm for #1 spot right now.
That's right.
Got a chance to challenge them again today. 2 Tempo Storm players on this team and 2 F2K players on the other team.
The competition never ends, yeah.
So more than just country versus country, although that's all that is at stake in this one, but yeah, they're challenging each other across the board in various different formats.
Yeah. If we're just judging it on that, I'd give United States a slight edge because Jackie isn't part of the team roster for Fate to Come.
Sure.
But Muzzy's not there, so maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah. No Muzzies is no better than like 0.1 Muzzies.
Well, again, the quote is, no Muzz, no win.
Okay.
You can imagine like the team chanting that together.
Can you?
Yeah.
I can imagine George C chanting that.
Alright, well Jackie has successfully managed to get this Vicious Fledgling to stick to the board for return. So now, cards like Stealth, in theory, could make this get out of control. But we see there's a Mind Blast, sorry, a Mass Dispel, and also a Duskbreaker. So it's actually very difficult for Jackie to protect this. As we get, oh, Wind Fury, okay.
Gets the Wind Fury. That's one he's looking for. Now things get aggressive in a hurry.
Stealth, Divine Shield. Nothing actually protects the Fledgling, though. If he goes for the Stealth, then Duskbreaker plus Master Spell will do it. If he goes for the Divine Shield, then Duskbreaker will do it with a trade from the Cleric. Like, there's just no clean way of keeping this alive.
So, forcing him to use the Duskbreaker might be the best way with the Stealth. So at least the Cleric blows up then.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm wondering what 1/1 does. Not all that much. Turns it into a 3/4.
Yeah, takes the Stealth.
I think that was the obvious one. Now there's a Blink Fox on the board. Just saying, it's not going to hesitate very much at all with this turn.
Lightwell seems entirely awful. Just really grim.
I just think this turn is very simple. United States are going to take it nice and slow and think through all of the possibilities, but it's like Twilight Drake. It's just not looking as good here as Duskbreaker, is it?
Is there anything funky with a Mass Dispel?
The problem is, he then actually has to attack into both minions. And he can't, if he plays Master Spell, he can't actually clear both minions. Maybe he doesn't have to, but I think against the Odd Rogue, the strategy is keep them off the board and prevent themselves from taking damage. They do have an extra Divine Hymn to heal themselves later on. That will be invaluable.
Yeah. Just wondering if you Mass Dispel and kill the Fledgling, and then not attack into the Fox. You have what, a 1-3 and a 3-2.
Sure. No, because the Fledgling will get its attack back.
Okay,
So do a 1-3 and a 3-1.
Okay.
He's going with it though. Second.
And now it doesn't matter which
Duskbreaker.
one he kills because they're the same thing.
Yeah.
Just in case one gets bounced, you kill the Fledgling.
Yeah.
But this way makes it that you can Duskbreaker next turn anyway, and maybe you take 3 damage less because the Blink Fox may trade into the Cleric. You're threatening to heal your 3-1. If they're daggering, then are you that scared? Like, if they're using 2 of their 4 mana? They didn't play anything on turn 1, so you've got every right to believe they haven't got a 1-drop. So it could be a 4 mana dagger.
Sure. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. All I'm thinking, really, when I look at this game state at the moment is just how Jackie hasn't managed to get the tempo he needs early on. With 2 Duskbreakers in hand, just saying, has all of the tools that he needs to keep Jackie off of the board, and even the Ooze to deal with the weapon.
So you have complicated, interesting thoughts. All I see is, why is there a Lightwell in his hand, and what on earth is he going to do?
Nothing. The answer is Blink Fox and nothing, in that order.
Okay.
Then again, that all being said,
Sure, I mean, he's found a use for it, at least.
United States can't actually deal with it. What?
No, but it's not also... I mean, they can't deal with it, but it's not doing
It can be cold-blooded. Not right now, but
That would be exciting.
yeah, that's... Okay, all right.
4-5 Lightwell.
Let's go, Jackie Chan.
Yeah. If only they had Mass Dispeller. No. Saying, obviously, in a very strong position compared to what you'd expect to be at this point.
Yes.
And
Also,
importantly, there is Fungalmancer in hand, which I think you just...
I was literally
same time
just
I
gonna-
said,
you got that just before I did.
got it there.
Healed the face. That's not what Jackie Chan will have wanted. Brassbone Slayer, no good on turn 5 in Odd Rogue, but now if Jackie does want to, he can play the Fungalmancer,
Yeah.
make the trade with the weapon.
That seems okay.
His Lightwell would then die to the second Duskbreaker, but I'm not even sure that Jackie should play around both.
So let's go the other way. If you don't make the trade, you're letting the Duskbreaker hit whatever you play.
Yeah.
And so that kind of forces your hand, I feel, unless you've got some sort of cunning Leroy play, which looks messy.
United States are not running the 5/4 Rush Minion.
Okay.
I'm not sure what sort of difference that makes, but maybe if Jackie doesn't deal with the Drake... No, it's... He could have buffed the Lightwell, not dealt with the Drake, and then if the second Duskbreaker had to come out to deal with it, it would have then dealt with the first Duskbreaker anyway. I'm going to go this way. And again, it gives Just Saying a really clean way of dealing with the board. He can make the trade, play the Duskbreaker, and even play the Ooze to deal with that 2/2 weapon.
Yeah, in fairness, if he didn't have the second Duskbreaker, which we've got Caster Vision on, this would actually be very difficult to deal with this turn.
Right, and I
Because
said...
Lightwell can heal things up as well.
Yeah, and I said that, like, I don't know if it's correct for Jackie to play around him having both of them.
No, you're right.
Seems like a bit of a tough position. But the fact that, as well, the Ooze deals with a clean, only just equipped weapon, it's not what Jackie's going to want to see.
I'm already looking at Jackie's next turn. It looks like Firefly,
Oh, I love
Vile Spine
Vile Fly.
on the 3/3 Duskbreaker, and just not getting anywhere quick. Yeah, in Jackie's face. About as expressive as it ever would be on a bad turn.
Jackie is not one to frown, is he? Still big smiles from him, even as things are going horribly wrong. And your Firefly Valspine Slayer turn, let's take a look at this. It deals with just a 3-3, does leave a 3-4 on the board. Is there... Could he go Weapon Mookla instead and just deal with the Ooze? The problem is then the bananas buff up the Dustbreaker and then he makes a straight trade with the Mookla.
All the way through this game, ever since turn 1, it's not been much fun.
No.
Be interesting to see how it would have worked out if you'd given, say, an extra card, but you know, you can't allow for that second Dustbreaker. If your Priest opponent's going to have 2 Dustbreakers and Activators, you sometimes just have to say, okay, you done me.
I mean, it's a few turns ago we said that the Rogue should have the tempo by now. That's how the Odd Rogue wins, by getting down on the board early and just putting in too much pressure for the Priest to do.
How about Firefly and Cobalt Scalebane here, which is going to set up the Firefly to challenge the board, and the Scalebane could live, or vice versa.
I like it, I like it. Now, Jackie's saying, you don't have any more Dustbreakers, do you?
Well, yes and no.
Uh-oh.
Primordial Drake's about as close as you're going to get. Any need to Psychic Scream here? Or any need not to? One or the other? I mean, the Rogue has more cards than the Priest in hand. What's even happening?
Yeah, but they're very expensive. Mana cost just that little bit too high. Starting with the Powered Shield and then going to make the decision after that. Kabal Shadow Priest doesn't take anything here.
And yeah, they're not Psychic Screaming anything. They're just going to get the board and try and keep it all the way. And this is when the Priest hero power becomes so strong, when you have high health minions on the board.
Trading away the Firefly rather than the Cobalt Scalebane because it means that Saiyan keeps his board alive, and Jackie shouldn't really have any good ways of dealing with this. However, Valspine Slayer is still an option, and okay, well, there's 2 options this turn, really, isn't there? There's the Valspine Slayer, and there's the Flame Elemental Fungal Mancer value trade, the Scalebane. Neither of them look that bad.
They don't. I mean, they're desperately trying to get 2 minions to hang around so they can play the Fungal Mancer. And they're also desperately trying not to die to Primordial Drake. And those 2 things don't seem compatible right now.
So Flame Elemental Fungal Mancer. Cobalt Scalebane trades with the Twilight Drake. It then takes more than just Primordial Drake to deal with it. So it'd be Primordial Drake and a trade. Same with the Flame Elemental, which would have 4 health. That would also take Primordial Drake and a trade. And then next turn, Jackie could play Vicious Fledgling plus Valspine Slayer to deal with the Twilight Drake. And he's now ahead on the board. So that's the main line that I can see. It's got somewhere slightly different to that, with the playing all of the cheap drops except for Mookla. So that Valspine Slayer is going to be even more difficult to activate now.
I didn't know Rogue games could get to turn 7. I've never seen them have to make decisions like this before.
The problem is, with this line that Jackie's taken, is that it just loses to Primordial Drake.
I mean, it does. Maybe there comes a point, though, when the Priest is on 26 and you've done nothing, that you just have to say, okay, I lose to some things. Maybe that's how they're feeling about this. It's like they've got a 5-1 and a 1-2, given that the Dustbreaker's trading into the Flappy Bird. And it could easily have been a 5-1 and a 4-2, and they still have to deal with the bird if there's no Drake. The fact there is a Drake just means they're donezo in a lot of worlds. But this is a way to try and stick down 2 minions for the Fungal Mancer, get some value out of the remaining cards. I think this was a calculated risk that didn't calculate the way I wanted it to go. I think this was fine.
Now it's going to be a pretty straightforward Mookla Valspine Slayer, and I guess you can make the argument it's paid off then.
I mean, if this is the worst case, this is the board state they would envisage as the worst case, maybe it's not too bad.
So many.
Yeah, okay.
That's another option. But
it's the final push now, this is, and it's going to be Psychic Screamed away, most likely. And then what? Psychic Scream, Cleric, Banana to buff up the Cleric. Seems Chile, Ukraine 0-3.
absolute massacre there. Ukraine proving, going to 2-0. I think last week they were, shouted at a bit on Twitter. What you doing? But proving this week that they are one of the best teams in the world.
So that does prove it is possible in the Hearthstone Global Games to get 3-0s. It's not a
First or
format.
second one,
It's
yeah.
not a format thing. Like, it can happen. We've just not seen anything other than a 3 and 2 today. We're giving you as much Hearthstone as we possibly can.
I know what Saiyan would like to do here is to play an Alexstrasza and not have it blown up by a Vile Spine. And I suspect they're spending a lot of time here trying not to play Psychic Scream.
Alexstrasza would be so weak to Fungal Mancer, though.
It's weak to everything. I mean, I don't think they end up doing anything but the Psychic Scream. But what else could they do?
Minion plus Cold Blood would also be devastating if they want the Alexstrasza. I'm pretty sure Psychic Scream is the only possible path. And yeah, finishing up the turn with the Cleric and the Banana, just getting himself onto the board. United States are just doing everything they possibly can to defend themselves preemptively against what the United Kingdom have. Oh, there's Cold Blood, but this hand is full of nothing. Come on, Baku.
It's been full of nothing the whole game, although they have got through 3 of their 3 drops. Baku.
And this is what I mean. They burned through the 3 drops too quickly earlier when they could have gone with the Fungal Mancer play before and not had these useless 5 drops in the hand. I really think they could have managed their resources differently this game and ended up in a better position with more refill later on.
Trying to work out, though, what the United States have got going for them here. Because they can't actually kill this thing right now.
And that is a problem. Can't even get any card draw off of it. I guess they have to Master Spell. Ugh.
I mean, they can 9-9 Alex with a Banana, or 8-8 Alex and then hit him for 3 with a Cleric.
Must consider.
And just try and start a race. Don't forget, we can see that it's a race they might not win, but they can't see them.
8-8 Alex is probably good enough, right?
Yeah,
Value
it's a point now.
Value trades with the Baku. And yeah, as you said, that's more damage to the face immediately. How much damage?
Oh!
Okay. All right, hang on. Leroy Coldblood Baku is 17, 18, 19 with the weapon. That's maximum damage output this turn.
I'm looking along the lines of, anything you like. Yeah, Fungal Mancer, Vile Spine.
Fungal Mancer, Vile Spine is now better because it just shuts down, just saying.
It does give them a card, but of course the Cleric gets an easy trade. You can also Fungal Mancer, and trade. That doesn't win ever. Let's not do that.
Fungal Mancer, and trade.
Yeah, that just doesn't do its thing very well. Let's try some real plays.
I mean, I agree with you. The one Fungal Mancer in the last one today does a pretty good job. It allows Jackie to push 9 to the face. He's still got Leroy Coldblood, Vile Spine. Sorry, Leroy Coldblood and Fungal Mancer to play the following turn as well. Yeah. Not all at once, but over the next few turns rather.
Sure, have your card if you want it, because it's not going to help you enough.
Just saying, needs to find a Psychic Scream from that Shadow Visions right now.
I think so. He's facing down how much? Lots. Lots is how much he's facing down. 15, 20. So, yeah, basically you're right.
A flubidious amount of damage.
It is indeed. Holy Fire does keep them alive if they heal face as well, I think. 22? No, because they lose the weapon. So it doesn't.
Well, he can trade with the Baku, right? As far as just saying's concerned.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find ways to win next turn if I didn't die. So yeah, you can do trades and things, but they don't seem to actually keep you.
Oh, we can't. Baku's got 10 health as well. I forgot it got Fungal Mancered. So, digging.
It's gonna now Holy Fire face. It's not enough because I'm saying not enough trying to pick up 5 damage next turn.
Well, it's enough if he's not playing around Leroy Coldblood in hand, right?
Sure.
Like Leroy plus buff is what it takes just saying to kill Jackie. I don't know if Stain can afford to play around that. There's the Psychic Scream. It's 2 draws too late.
23 exactly. No, 22. But that does it.
And deck cat.
That does it.
Wow, that game got a little bit too close for my liking. Again, I didn't agree with the United Kingdom allocation of the Fungal Mancers there, and they still ended up with 1 dead in the hand at the end of the game. They could have stalled out, used their 3 drops a little bit later, and had a Vicious Fledgling in a better position. However, in the end, they did just about get there, and they take the second game. Phew, I don't have to put another cross